everybody. Welcome back to the Fin Factor. I'm Paul.
And I'm Aaron.
And with us always to my right and off-screen super producer Jason, recently voted as the hardest working producer in all of show business who only works for peanuts.
Well, Shang, if I knew that answer, then I wouldn't have. We would have started off better.
I'm just kidding, of course. We can't afford peanuts. Guys, the Utah Mammoth, I almost said it again. The Utah Mammoth game is going on right now. I'm sure you're aware of that. And if you see me glancing down, it's because we do have a little bit of a TV screen going on down there. I'm just checking in on the game. So right now it is 2-0. 18:37 left in the third period, so we'll continue to monitor that game as the show goes on here. But we do want to thank you guys for choosing to join us while the game is going on. If you could, get some other Sharks friends and family in here, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. It gets a lot more fun when we have more people talking in the chat at the same time, get some ideas, bounce them off, and just have a good time. So, Aaron, we have, I think, just a handful of games here. Hopefully the Sharks continue on this one. In this game, they have a 2-0 lead, because they had a 2-game losing streak. We'll talk all about that stuff later on, but definitely looking forward to seeing the outcome of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking good so far, and Celebrini heard that Bedard had a hat trick tonight, so he's well on his way with 2 goals tonight, so hopefully he gets that third one and matches Bedard and stays up in the standings with him in the scoring race, because going into tonight, I believe he was in third place behind McKinnon and McJesus, a.k.a. McDavid. So, Celebrini trying to stay up on top of the scoring charts here.
Wanted to also point out to you guys that there is a super chat goal for tonight. We're just trying new things just to see what works and what doesn't. I think, how does this work now, Super Producer Jason? Is 5 super chats we're trying to get to tonight? Is that what the goal is? That's the goal. The goal is 5 super chats. So if you guys can support the show that way, that'd be awesome. I would appreciate that. And anything you put in there, we'll go ahead and read it out on the show as well. So if you guys can do that, thank you very much. Okay, Aaron, want to jump straight into these games of the week here. I think the Sharks went 1-2, right?
They're 0-2 going into tonight, right?
Right. Yes.
I think we haven't won tonight.
No. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So we'll just start with the Calgary game then. Never mind.
Yes.
So the Calgary game, it was a 2-0 loss. But this one was an empty netter. It was really a 1-0 loss.
Yeah.
Just kind of like that extra one goes in at the end.
This was a brutal game by the Sharks, and it's an interesting kind of thing here, concept, I guess, where the Sharks seem to be playing really well against top teams. Now you're going into the last place team and you're playing an absolutely terrible game. They looked awful from start to just about the finish, getting outshot. They had 1 shot on goal in the first period.
Yeah.
And what was it, 6 in the second period? That's not getting the message in between the periods there. And then only 10 in the third period. Mm-hmm. So you're ending the game with 17 saves, or 17 shots, which is not a lot of hard work, especially for a goalie like Dustin Wolf. He's going to eat those up all day. So the Sharks not looking great and had no bite that night. They just didn't have their legs. They had nothing going for them. The only person that played well in that game was Yaroslav Askarov. 34 of 35 saves. One of them was empty netter, so we only got 1 goal against him. 9 times out of 10, you put up 34 saves on 35 shots, you're going to get the win in the game. And unfortunately, he was stuck with the loss.
Robot Bay just became a member. Thank you,
Yes.
Robot Bay. Appreciate you doing that, supporting the show. That is another way you can support the show, guys. Same thing that he just did. That is a monthly membership. Aaron, you want to explain that one to them real quick?
Yeah, you can go to our homepage and you can click on Become a Member, and it'll be $2.99 a month, and you get some special recognition in the shows, as well as a new icon, I think, next to your name in the chat.
Yeah, he's got the blue star there. Yeah.
And Taylor is also another one who says hello. Hello, Taylor. Welcome to the show, and thank you for also being a member. And I think we have Kraken is another one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember them off the top of my head. We're gonna make a list.
We're gonna make a
every
list.
Every show we're gonna thank you guys for being a member and being part of the show. So appreciate it.
Very good. Again, thanks for supporting the show. Do appreciate that. Yeah, he says go Sharks. Yeah, we're keenly watching the game in the bottom corner over here. So you see my eyes dart down. That's what I'm doing. Okay, Aaron, back to the Calgary game. We don't have to go too deep into it here, but there was the goal was a bit of a miscue here.
Yeah, it was. I forgot who the pass originally was going across to, but I think it was going to Dickinson, and the Flames player got a stick on it, slowed it down a little bit. So both Kirashev and Dickinson were skating towards the puck, almost run into each other, avoid each other. Both of them don't touch the puck, and here comes the Calgary player to steal it and take a break. get a breakaway and scores pretty much the lone goal of the game, right? And it was just an unfortunate kind of a rookie defenseman and a new player to the team, Kurashev, and now the communication's just not there. And you do that in the NHL, and look what happens, right? It's in the back of your net real quick.
Yeah.
So just an unfortunate kind of event that led to a goal, which the Sharks just could not overcome in that game.
Which is crazy because the scoring has not been the issue for the Sharks. We talked about this last week. Scoring hasn't been the issue. In this game, they get shut out, though, right? Mm-hmm. And it's hard to score when you're only putting up one shot in the first, following it up with a performance of 6 shots in the second. Right? Third period, 10 shots, that's fine. There's no problem there. But you got to give yourself an opportunity to win, and you're not going to win by having your goaltender stand on his head and not supporting him with any goals. So, yeah, just an unfortunate one there. Again, like you said, Kurashev and Dickinson kind of mixing up. Now, the thing here that I was mentioning to you before the show started was if you look at Dickinson actually kind of pokes like he's going to try to grab it, but then he kind of gets out of the way. He actually picks his leg up to let the puck go underneath him, right? And for me, that's Kurashev. Just need to read that body language and just pick the puck up. That's all that is. But either way, that's a communication error. This is one of those things we talk about with the other defensemen, maybe needing time to gel. And so they've been doing that, I think, more recently, that their defensive play has jumped up a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about that later on as well. But this might just be one of those communication things that's a little bit of a fumble. I'm sure it'll get cleaned up. And unfortunately, it does bite the Sharks in this game. So they do pick up the L, and they did pick up no points in this game whatsoever. So anything else you want to say about Askarov in this game? I know he had a fantastic game.
Even Warsawski after the game said the only player really that played well was Askarov, and good on him for going into a game where your players don't have their legs, right, and they're just not doing anything right, but you stick with it and give your team a chance to win. The Sharks could have pulled this one out in the third period. At the very end, they were pressing. They finally kind of woke up and were pressing, but just couldn't get it done and couldn't get it past Wolf. So good on Askarov to stick with it and up his save percentage and bring his goals against average down, which we're going to talk about a little bit later tonight.
Yeah. No, we had our picks for who we thought was going to be top goalie, and it's a tale of two different goalies that we've talked about this even last week too, but we'll see some more of the numbers of it, and it's staggering how different the level of play, we'll say, was between October and November. And some of that might be due to some of the defensive structures and the players learning each other and all those things working well. You've heard me say many times with goalie stats, at least the basic ones. The advanced stats might tell a different story, but the basic stats, like save percentage, goals against average, a lot of that still has to do with the 5-man unit in front of the goaltender. If you're having lots of high danger chances, you're probably not going to make as many saves unless you're Askarov, because that's his bread and butter, apparently. Yeah. Even Nedeljkovic, his high danger save percentage was off the charts, right?
Yeah.
So it's a unique and interesting thing, I think, for the San Jose Sharks to have two quality goaltenders both playing at the top of their game right now.
It's been a while.
You know what I mean? And who would have thought that was like one of the main things that is going well for this team?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we're after the rebuild process right now. We're in the kind of building up process, but who would have thought having two solid goalies? It just doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not something that we normally have. Anyway, so in this game here, the Seattle game at least, the first one against here, I think was the one you wanted to talk about, was the Klingberg goal. He was a little bit too slow to react to this one here. We watched the replay on it, and I think it was just kind of a wonky angle that he took. Also, it looked like Orlov was trying to jump in. Macklin cycled back to cover for him, which is good on Macklin being more defensively aware there. But just a lot of weird things that ended up happening on this play, and we were kind of picking things apart as we were walking through it. So
I was at this game. I went up to Seattle for the weekend and went to the game with old friend of the show, Marshall, and I there in attendance. And I remember watching this live and instantly thinking, as soon as I saw Klingberg to go after that puck, I'm like, what are you doing? Got out of position real quick, blows a tire, so he's falling on the ice, and it
got beat off walls.
Quickly becomes 2-on-1 coming the other way, with the one being Macklin Celebrini. Not exactly, he's good defensively, but not exactly who you want on a 2-on-1 when it's 5-on-5, right? So they ended up putting him back in the net, and it was so frustrating because it's like, I hear all the hate on Klingberg online. Yeah, there's a lot, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but he's not helping his case, and he's not playing very well as of late. So the scratch tonight in tonight's game was, I think, warranted. And this wasn't the first and only example either. Like, this is an ongoing thing, and he just needs to really kind of get his stuff together. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say Brykar was the other member. He just popped in, said, hey, guys, member Brykar, thank you for popping into the show. Guys, after this, well, okay, so the one here with him blowing the tire and everything, I don't know how much more there really was that I wanted to point out on this one, actually. I think you kind of covered it, so we'll just move on. That's fine. All right. So anyway, you talk about Wenberg with the power play goal here.
Yeah,
this
Wenberg.
one here was, Macklin has incredible vision, but it's not just the vision finding Wenberg here backdoor. It's that he sells that it looks like he's trying to do something else. It looks like he's trying to load up and take a shot. It looks like you don't know exactly what the guy's doing. And we've seen some video from other folks doing like breakdowns on him and how he's got downhill skating and he's got his toes pointing.
Instagram, or I reposted one on Instagram a couple days ago, basically of a guy breaking down going, Celebrini basically fakes everybody out, defensemen and goalies, on what he's going to do, and he does something different, and it works so well for him because they all think he's going to shoot and he passes, or they think he's going to pass and he shoots, or vice versa, or does something, right? He's very deceptive, and that's why he's having such great success, I think, in the NHL early in his career, is because of his deception.
Yeah, absolutely. No, when you're that good of a player in terms of the basic skill sets, right? The stick handling and shielding the puck, protecting it, those types of things. But then you can add that layer of deception where they don't know exactly what you're going to be doing, and you can execute on it, right? If you're selling pass and you take that shot better be accurate, and it is. If you're selling shot and you're going to end up passing it, that pass needs to be on the tape, and it always is. So in this case here, all Wenberg had to do was essentially just put his stick down. We talked about this, I think, with Smith too, where Celebrini had gotten a pass across. I think it was one of those tic-tac-toes where it was like Eklund to Foley, back to Macklin, then over to Smith. And Smith basically just has his stick down waiting. And whoever the goalie was, I said he needed floaties because he was swimming, because by the time he went to make the save on Macklin, he was like diving desperation save. The puck was already going across the other way to Smith, who again just had to have his stick down. Macklin does this. Macklin makes guys around him better. And we always talk about the comparisons with him and Connor Bedard. And I don't want to necessarily rehash that because I'm sure there's a lot of really happy Chicago fans out there. People for the podcast, I'm doing the crying face thing. Anyway, that's just what he does. He makes the players around him better, but then he's also leading the team in scoring. Like he is everything for this team. If Macklin's not going on a day, it's going to be a bad day for the San Jose Sharks.
Absolutely. I think you pretty much nailed it right there. He is the heart and soul of this team, and without him, they would be the Seattle Kraken and have a very boring team, I think. And that was my next point.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, after that goal, before that point, Will Smith. Will Smith scores a goal here. He does a lot of hard work. I want to say the puck was at the point, and he went against the wall and beat him off a wall, right? And got the puck and got himself a breakaway.
Got beat off walls.
He gets himself a breakaway, and I think there was a save, and then he stops, and it kicks up to his foot, or from his skate, tries to get to his stick, or it goes in the goal.
Yeah.
They review it. They waved it off immediately. They go to the review, and it took a while. It took a long time in the arena. And they finally wave off this call. Now, if you go back to the Seattle's first goal, it looks like a distinct kicking motion. Like, that looked like that should have been called.
At least more of,
more, right?
Yeah.
Then you go to Will Smith, and you're like, oh, he's just stopping. He's not even trying to kick it. He's just stopping his skate. It's a natural motion of him. Now, the whole point of the rule of kicking in the puck is a safety issue. They don't want people with razor blades on their skate kicking up, right? Like your skate coming off the ice and possibly hitting the goaltender or a player that's down or somebody, because it's dangerous. Now, if you're sliding your foot like it is on the ice, like that's not a dangerous play. That's not what you're trying to do either. There's a not distinct kicking motion, right?
Yeah.
Will Smith's goal was not a distinct kicking motion. I think it was absolutely horrendous call to call that goal back.
Let's go back to him. First of all, he makes a great move. Okay, he's carrying the puck, he's going up towards the goalie, and he makes this nice little shimmy move and just like slams on the brakes. Goalie goes sliding and diving the other direction. Credit to him, he's got his leg pad out. Will tries to tuck it in, doesn't, and then I don't know what he was doing at that point, and he just kind of like went to
he
stop.
He still had forward motion, so he was slowing down.
So he went to stop, and as he was stopping, he actually hits the puck and it goes in. Now, does the puck hit his skate during that stopping motion? Absolutely it does. Does the puck go in as a result of that? Absolutely it does. Is it a distinct kicking motion? Is he kicking?
Letter of the law.
That's what I'm saying. Is he actually kicking the puck? He's not actually kicking the puck. So this whole thing about it being a distinct kicking motion, if we go by the words that they use, then no, it's not a distinct kicking motion. It's off of the skate blade.
Maybe they go back to this and make it more of if your skate comes off the ice, that is a kicking motion. That's the definition of kicking motion, where if you scrape your skate on the ice,
and you go up,
that's a no. If you keep it, I don't care if you're kicking it. If you're kicking it, but your skate is still down low, I think that's fine.
See, for me, when I watch Will stopping, it's like he's stopping and the puck goes here and then it hits and it goes in. Whereas I think what was I can't remember his name, Schwartz maybe.
Yeah.
So when he hits the brakes, the puck is there and he looks at it and it goes to stop into the puck.
He changes direction.
That to me, even if the puck, if the skate doesn't come off the ice, that to me is far more distinct in that he's trying to kick the puck in. So I wish that was kind of, I guess, a little bit more laid out and spelled out in the law of it.
It's crazy that there were 2 goals in this game where they came off the skate. Yeah. And you look at the 2 of them side by side and you go, okay, that one shouldn't be a goal, that one should be. And you're like, it's a complete opposite of that. Welcome to the NHL. Welcome to being a fan of hockey in the NHL, because this is what drives you absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it kind of makes you just throw your hands up and go, who knows?
It's like the goalie interference call, right?
100%.
Non-call.
Absolutely. You can't tell what's goalie interference and what's not anymore. You just can't. And apparently that's the way it is with distinct kicking motions now. So people trying to stop is now them deliberately trying to put the puck in the net. That just doesn't make sense, but okay, fine. Anyway, that was my whole rant on the whole distinct kicking motion thing. I do want to pause here and just let you guys know that unfortunately Utah has scored a goal. It is 2-1 with 8:35 left in the third period. We'll keep an eye on that one as it winds down here. So anything else in the Seattle game? Again, you were there.
I was there. Had a great time.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, this is the second time I've been in Seattle for the game, so it was less, new and less exciting. Not that it wasn't exciting, but less new. So I kind of knew what was going on, knew the arena. It was Marshall's first time, so it's cool to be with someone who'd never been there and walk around and see the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when we walked in, I'm wearing my white Sharks jersey, Fin Factor hat, okay? I was not alone with the Sharks gear. There was a lot of Sharks fans in Seattle at this game. The security person walking into the game was like, "There's a lot of you guys tonight." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a lot of Sharks fans here." And sure enough, walking around, I felt very, very much at home.
Yeah.
There was a very good amount of Sharks fans. And I was sitting on the side where the Sharks shoot twice, right? So you're going to see probably more Sharks fans there anyway. In the warm-ups, I did not get a picture of this. The warm-ups, there were way more Sharks fans down on the glass than there were in Seattle. Seattle fans lined the glass.
Yeah.
The Sharks side, 3-4 people deep lining the glass. Like at least twice as many fans there to see the Sharks by the glass.
Nice.
Now, part of this could be they have a little bit more star power, right? The Sharks do, compared to Seattle. And I always thought this was interesting too. Now, I always knock Seattle, right?
Right.
Seattle, to me, is just, they're very boring. I think, first of all, their style of play is boring. Their team is just very vanilla. They have no star power whatsoever. They're a team full of second and third liners, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, they're boring, but they're average.
I keep telling myself there's got to be a reason why this keeps happening in a sense.
Every line is decent. No line is great, but no line is terrible. They're all just decent. Whereas you juxtapose that to, Vegas, or maybe not Vegas, Edmonton. Top heavy, right? Yeah. Very opposite, because you have so much salary in the top. So they try and spread it out. It's just a different kind of way of building a team. You look at the jerseys that people are wearing, Seattle jerseys in the game, or in the arena. They're just no-name players that had one season where they were good in Seattle and then they're not on the team anymore, or they're just average. There's nothing. There's nothing there. Even Matty Beniers, who's like their star player, young guy up and coming. That's like, I would compare him, not the same play style or anything, but like William Eklund. Like, going to be a great player, a good player, but he's no Celebrini. I don't even know if he's Will Smith. I think Will Smith might be a little bit better than him in terms of like overall points at some point. I just think he's a good player, but not a franchise player, right? That's not someone you build a franchise around. Matty Beniers is not somebody you build a franchise around. I'm sorry. He's good, but he's not a superstar stud player that's going to be at your all-star game every single year. Like a staple, you know? So, anyway, just kind of boring. I will say in the...
Get on with it!
In the first period, there was a very loud Let's Go Sharks chant.
Really?
Whole arena going, let's go Sharks, let's go Sharks,
Yeah,
da, 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 da. To the point where the Bowie, the mascot for Seattle, also had a drum like Sharky does, right? And he starts, banging the drum to kind of calm everyone down. Like you could hear the crowd kind of go back and forth. Like all of a sudden the Sharks chant got louder. Then you hear the Seattle fans trying to do "Let's go Seattle" or "Let's go whatever Kraken."
Yeah.
And then he's
Let's go Seattle.
Bowie. Bowie starts.
Even their chants are boring. No, go ahead.
There's like some boos, right? Because
Yeah.
people are upset because they're like, "You're coming into our house and you're
Right.
cheering," but it was so loud, like it sounded like a home game.
I don't want to hear about freaking fragile,
So
okay?
then Bowie had to get the chant going to go back to the Kraken. So I thought that was really cool. A lot of Sharks fans on our section. So the funny story, there was a Sharks fan who was 2 rows behind me, and I'm wearing my Fin Factor hat. And he goes, "Oh, Fin Factor, nice hat." And I'm like, "Thanks." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a podcast." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, go Sharks." The Sharks score, and we like high five each other, whatever. Anyway. Flash forward the day after.
You look like Aaron.
Yeah. No, on Instagram he comments and he goes, "Oh my god, I didn't know you were the dude from the podcast." I was like, "Yeah, that was me. That was, could have taken a picture and I could have put it on the show, but whatever. That's cool."
I mean, you even told people you're going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm just a little low key, I guess.
I guess you're just too vanilla. You just blend in with everybody.
Apparently,
I don't know, man.
right?
Who knew?
Apparently, I'm with Marshall, my buddy, who wouldn't wear any Shark stuff because he was scared being in Seattle.
Really?
Yeah.
In Seattle?
I'm like, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Really?
We are not bringing back Marshall.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry, Marshall.
Oh my God. Okay. So solid experience for the second time now in Seattle. I think the first time you went there, you had a good time too.
I did,
Yeah.
and that was actually this calendar year,
Yeah.
last season, but it was in the very end of January,
Nice.
something like that. It's funny. I got 18,000 steps on my thing from walking around the city all day, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder when the last time I got that many steps." And I look, and it was in January when I was in Seattle. It was the last time I had that many or more steps. Like, oh, my 2 Seattle trips.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
great.
I'm going to tune in one more time. Apparently, Utah has scored again. So it is 2-2. No.
Oh, they just took
wait
it
a
off
minute.
the board.
They just took it off the board now. Okay, so they're having a conference, but it did say 2-2, and then they took it away. So it's currently 2-1 Sharks. They are having some sort of an announcement. I can't hear anything, so I don't know exactly what's being
See if
said.
it waves up. Oh, it's under review.
But it is, basically the goal is under review, and they are showing a replay of it right now. I don't know if you want to go through everything that's happening here, but they just like a slew foot on Askarov, and then the puck goes in. The question's going to be whether or not the defender or Delandria shoved him into there.
Was there contact? Yes. Did he push him into Askarov to slew foot him? No.
Yeah.
That's weak.
I don't know. We'll see what they decide, but we'll get back to you guys on
Just
that
like
one.
I said, right? Goalie interference.
Yeah. What is and what isn't anymore. Who knows? All right. So we'll go ahead and give that's what Taylor just said. There you go. Nice job, Taylor. I can see you're following along, Taylor. I appreciate you. So let's go ahead. What other topics here do we want to check out?
Seattle,
Other than
that
this?
was just boring, and
Yeah.
a bunch of second, third liners. Let's go Sharks. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
So it looks like Utah is going to be challenging. I guess the call on the ice was no goal. So now Utah is going to be challenging this. The refs are talking about it right now.
See, I think
there you go.
it's harder to, if it's called a no goal on the ice,
Yeah.
it's going to be harder to win that than if it was vice versa. If it was called a goal and then you challenged to say it wasn't, I think that would be a little bit harder. So I'm thinking it plays.
There
in
was
Sharks'
one
favor.
where they called something a major just so that they could review it, and I like the tactic, but I also don't like it at all because if you missed something entirely, like just like a regular penalty, so then what do? You go and you call it a major just so you could see if there was a regular penalty. I feel like there's some circumvention of rules
I think
there.
if there's a question that it could have been a major, you can call it a major so that you can review it.
Yeah.
And then call it back.
Yes.
I think that was the problem.
But
I can't remember what it was for.
But what they
Checking
were
the head or
doing,
something?
what they're doing was they didn't see if it was even a penalty,
Right.
so they just called a major.
Right.
There you go. Confirm no goal, goalie interference, waving it off like I
Look at
see him
that.
doing right there. And
Adam is actually at the game.
There you go. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
So he's a
Adam
little
is a little
quicker.
bit ahead of us on the
Yes.
feed, and it's because he's getting it live. Thank you,
Yes.
Adam. I appreciate you, buddy. So yes, back to 2-1
Wait,
with only 6
that
minutes
also
22
means
seconds.
a penalty.
What penalty?
They challenged it, right? Did the Sharks challenge it, or did
No,
Utah
challenged it.
So that means they get a penalty because you lose the.
Yeah, I believe so.
So the Sharks
Well, I don't
should get
know.
the power play.
The man of the future here, Adam, is going to let us know that they
Yes,
got a
the
penalty. There
Sharks
it is.
on the power
Power play. There you go. Okay. Yeah, very good. So
Hopefully
2-minute power play with 6 minutes 22 seconds left. Looking pretty good for the Sharks right
that
now.
could be a big swing.
Yeah.
Going from a tie game to a 3-1 if they get a power play
Absolutely.
goal.
Absolutely. So we'll keep our eye on this one, and we'll keep kind of reporting back to you guys. But we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to do the roll call. We kind of already know where you are, Adam. But go ahead and let us know anyway. So, yeah, the roll call question here. Aaron, go ahead. Fire away.
Tell us where you're watching from, like what city, and what caused the defensive turnaround for the Sharks.
So before we even jump into the stats, I'm going to give the take that I had last week, I think, which was that we were seeing such bad defense and such bad goalie numbers because of the amount of gelling that needed to occur on the blue line. Yes, there are veterans. Yes, there are rookies. Really what it comes down to is they don't know each other yet, and as soon as they learn each other a little bit better, you're going to see them playing better defensively. Not even saying anything about the forwards and the 5-man unit and everything else that goes on there. Again, Coach Warsofsky has a lot of new faces this season, had a lot of new faces even last season. Mm-hmm. So for him to have his system implemented, it's going to take time for them all to learn it, understand it, get used to it, have it become second nature, right? There are veterans, but they're veterans of different systems, and trying to unlearn those things to learn the new one, it takes time. So I think that's a big part of it, although we do have some other numbers that have nothing to do with defensemen specifically. It's the goaltending. So that's my take on that, and I'm interested in seeing what you guys have to say. So please make sure that you put the information down there in the chats for the roll call question. Aaron,
Taylor just said he's in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Mook Medulin coming back from injury.
Absolutely.
I think that's a big one.
Yeah.
I think Mook Medulin is probably he's a two-way defenseman, but I think defensively he's probably one of the best. I think he's better than Ferraro. Only because he's got a longer reach, and he's still learning. He's still very young, but he can skate better than Ferraro. He has a longer reach than Ferraro, and I think he can play the puck better than Ferraro. So he's getting the puck out quicker than Ferraro can, and a little bit more puck skills, I guess.
Yeah, there is a reason that Mook Medulin came back in that trade.
Yes.
And everybody wanted guys like Dawson Mercer and you know whoever else. Who was the other one that the defenseman that we wanted? I can't remember his name now. See, that's how irrelevant he is. I can't remember the guy's name. Doesn't matter.
Dawson Mercer's a forward.
Yeah, but there was another one. There was a defender that we wanted. But anyway, Mook Medulin has been fantastic when he's healthy and in the lineup. A little bit of a scare tonight. He did go down. He was slow to get back up, and it was good to see him getting off on his own power.
That's my one.
He's a bit of a
Band-Aid boy a little bit, right? Gets
yeah.
hurt and is out and misses a lot of time, and the team hurts from it. So yeah, if he could stay healthy and stay in that lineup, I think the Sharks. Yes,
thank you, Taylor Kearney. It was Nemec was the name I was looking for. Adam here says at the take. Yes, that's where he is. I was listening to a recent Steve Dangle podcast episode, and they mentioned Jordan had the mentality of never letting losses compound. I think it's establishing a habit of winning that is needed. Yeah, absolutely. And the Sharks have been doing a little bit of that lately, getting some wins on the board. Fantastic for them. You can see the confidence growing. You can see, again, them gelling together. And I think getting a couple of wins really helps when everybody's got a good attitude, being able to kind of gel a little bit easier, if you will. So I'm certain that had a big part of it as well.
Yep. Robot89 just said, watching from Vegas, I think losing 6 in a row got rid of any feelings of pressure, and the boys, including the goalies, relaxed a bit. Nothing to lose makes them play better. Yeah, I could see that.
I think losing 6 gets people frustrated, but I appreciate that take, though.
But it's also, okay, we need to turn this around, right? But gripping the stick a little bit harder, like you just kind of loosen up a little bit. You're just like, I'm just going to go out there and play my game. I think it took him a little while to kind of realize that. And also, I think chemistry is the biggest one.
Yeah.
So many new players, young guys coming in, but also new players that haven't even been in the organization before coming in together. Injuries like Mukwadulin coming off of IR because he started the season off on IR. So I think a lot of that all combines, and also with those new guys learning the system and where they're supposed to be, the game is so fast, it's so quick that if you're out of position for a quarter of a second, that could mean the difference between a goal or not, right? So all of that kind of coming together, I think also their confidence, I think, has gone up since they started winning, not going on a 10, 12 game losing streak to start the season. I think they started with a 5 or 6 game skid, and then they kind of pulled it together, and they are over 500, or they're close to it right now. So I think that has given them a lot of more confidence, and they're scoring more goals. And now defensively, they're shutting people down and also getting more confidence.
Yeah.
Now going back to last season, you remember what we talked about? They had over 30 games that were close games within a goal, right?
Yep.
And now we're seeing them get those games and starting to turn those into wins. So instead of losing those games outright or getting more and more empty net goals against them because their goalies pulled late in the game, we're starting to see them kind of turn the tide and winning those games, which is what we said would be key for them to jump so much in the standings and become a better team. So it is working. Now remember, it goes like this, though. It's going up and down. It's going up, but it's going up and down on the way up. And right now the Sharks are kind of down because they lost 2. But tonight they can come back up, and hopefully they're going to finish this and close this game out. There's 4 minutes left, by the way, and they're still up 2-1. Anyway, I guess that was a very long-winded answer. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Why don't you jump into, because you pulled together a bunch of stats, and it's mostly with goaltending here, so I'm sure they'll be interested in seeing that. So.
This week I was going to focus on the goaltending because there is such a stark difference between the. I did it by month here because October kind of started later, so it was only about, I think it was 11. How many games were in October? I think it was 11 games in October, and they've played. Tonight's the 9th game.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
No, not 6, 7.
Okay.
Tonight's the 9th game. So my stats don't include tonight.
Okay.
So it's 8 games in November, 11 games in October. Close enough. So here's a couple charts here for both goalies showing the difference between their October and November numbers. Now, they started winning right at the end of October, so it's kind of a mix in there for October, but still, there's still a huge contrast here. So just real quick, Askarov is in teal, and Nedeljkovic is in orange, if you can't read that because it's kind of small. In October, 844 save percentage for Askarov, and it's now 965 in this month. 887 for Nedeljkovic, and now it's 931. The average for the league is 900, so they are well above the average. In fact, they're leading kind of the league for the last month. Goals against average. This is Askarov started off horrendously. He let in a lot of goals in the first 2-3 games he played. 4.69 for the month of October. He's now at 1.19. Nedeljkovic 3.6 is down to 1.96, and again the average is I think it's about 2.8.
2.9.
2.9.
Yeah.
High danger save percentage. This one's huge. Askarov was awful at 729. He's now at 907, which is respectable. The league average is about 84%, looks like. Mm-hmm. Nedeljkovic was just under that at 83, and now he's almost one of the leaders in the league at 964. Go ahead. You want to update?
Just want to do one quick update. Utah did score this time, and it is 2-2. With they just took the time off the board, but yeah, it's tied late in the third. So just want to give you guys an update.
Just squeeze through.
Yeah,
jump
right back to you.
It's not going to help his stats here, but we'll go back to the stats real quick. Goals saved above average. This one was a big one. This one we see him kind of flip flop. So Askarov letting in almost 3.5 more goals than expected, and Nedeljkovic pretty much the opposite of that. And then I guess that takes the team percentage, and they're just the opposite. Right now, Askarov is almost 2 goals saved above, and Nedeljkovic is under 2. And the other stats don't really matter. So that's about it. So drastic improvements here. My notes here on our page is Askarov's goals against average dropped significantly. His goals saved above average went from negative 3.58 to plus 1.97. That's 4 more goals that he was letting in that he is not anymore per game. So that's crazy. And Nedeljkovic's high danger save percentage is wacky. I mean, in a good way. He is so good in high danger situations. It's cool to see these two goalies. They are not the exact same goalie. Yeah. Right? First of all, one of them catches left, Nedeljkovic, and Askarov catches with his right. Nedeljkovic is better in the high danger areas. Not to say Askarov isn't, but the save percentage is showing otherwise. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing a lot of those. I mean, just the eye test, you're seeing Askarov making 1 or 2 saves per night that you just go, how did he do that? Yeah. Right? His reach with his legs, he covers the goal, and he kicks off so well and gets across. He's so large and so athletic that it's amazing to watch.
And case in point, because we talked about this last week too, was he does such a great job of stretching out and getting a toe on a puck that he has no business making a save on. But then, like the goal that just happened just now in this game, the second goal, he's square and he's looking, the shot comes, and somehow it leaks through. And it's like, how do you make those high danger, oh my God, highlight reel saves? Yeah. But then, like, the odd one just kind of squeaks through now and then, too.
Like the one just now.
That's what I'm saying, like the one just now. Yeah. So, he's bipolar, man. Like, he needs to figure himself out, I think. But, no, he's been fantastic. The numbers show it. I'm hoping that the trend continues. Obviously, he can't keep going up because then he'd be at like 105% or whatever it is. Not possible. But he's been doing fantastic. I've said this before on the show too. I'm okay being wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong sometimes. And if Nedeljkovic doesn't turn out to be the better of the two goalies because Askarov is just standing on his head, I'm 100% fine with that. And so far, it looks like, Nedeljkovic is still playing great.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Nedeljkovic is still playing great, but Askarov is showing that he is ready for the show. Mm-hmm. He's showing that he can be comfortable, be confident, and he's putting on good performances. So good for him.
I think he's showing why he was picked in the first round.
Absolutely.
Right? He's showing why he's such a high pedigree and what he will be eventually bringing to the Sharks team. Don't forget he's only 23 years old.
Yeah.
22? 23? I can't even remember. 23, I think.
23, I think.
It's still very young for a goalie in the NHL. Normally goalies are 25, 26 when they're kind of breaking in and hitting their stride closer to 30. So he's going to be around for a very long time. Also, a reminder, people post about this all the time. He is always going to play the puck behind the net. Stop yelling at him to stay in his goal because it just won't happen. Embrace it. Embrace
it's part of his game.
Part of his game. Embrace the turnovers that will come with it because yes, there will be turnovers just like every other player on the ice. But to me, I think it's worth it. I think the reward from the risk is higher than I think him just staying in the goal.
Quick update on the game. It is counting down. The Sharks are content to just hang on to the puck for the last 18 seconds, it appears. So it's 2-2. Third period's over. They're going to prime themselves, get ready for some overtime action. So again, we will be kind of checking in on that and letting you know how it goes. Unless Adam jumps the gun and tells everybody before we see it.
Right, but how about this? We don't have to do a roll call, but who do you think is the hero tonight?
Oh.
Who are you gonna do? Are you gonna do Celebrini and get the hat trick goal? Are you gonna do Will Smith? Are you gonna do Eklund? Are you gonna do Wenberg? Are you gonna do Colin Graff, friend of the show? He already has assist tonight.
You see Colin Graff's assist tonight?
I did.
So
go ahead.
Credit to Macklin, first of all, getting his stick on this puck because it was a pass that was supposed to be going across and he gets a stick on it and the puck just kind of flips up. So credit to Macklin first and foremost breaking that up. But the puck flips up in the air and Colin Graff jumps up, grabs it out of the air and just puts it down on a stick, takes a couple strides and knocks it forward. Again, the wherewithal and the hockey IQ by Macklin to know Colin Graff's going to come down with this puck. Colin Graff's going to find me. I just need to take off. Starts a beeline just for the other zone, right? And sure enough, Colin Graff makes the right play. He's an intelligent player just as well.
Very.
And then, they've been talking a lot about this, and they did it again in intermission, and they've been talking about that hole, and it's 5-hole, but they've been talking about that hole that's created in that little triangle underneath the heel of the goalie stick and the pad. So as a goalie, he's like this, gloves over here, and the stick is on the right hand, right? So if you can imagine, the stick is coming down and then the blade comes this way. So it's like this for you guys, right? So when they go to shoot it and they drop down, that leg is coming down this way because the skate blade's over here. So the leg's coming down this way, but the blade, the stick shaft and the blade is like over here. So there's this triangle that goes in between. And that's what they're doing. They're shooting it at the heel of the stick underneath the pad.
That's what they're aiming
because
for.
there's that triangle there that's hard to close up. Even if you, I mean, you have to pull the stick across like this to really block that 5-hole, that section of it. But that's where they want you to shoot. It's kind of in that triangle. And the funny thing is, this is exactly what my son's shooting coach told him. Was like, hey, shoot it right there. So this is like no secret for any of these goalies now, right? This is where people are going to be shooting more often than not. Is they're going to be aiming for that right on the heel of the stick and on the inside of that pad, because it takes a while to get that leg pad down, and you can't really pull that stick across to get the block on that puck. So interesting that they've been talking about it a lot on like Intermission Live and everything else. Yeah. That's where he aims for it. He said he worked on that shot during the summer to make sure that that's where he's aiming, and it paid off for him tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a secret. Like, friend of the show, Vinny Darnay. That's Morrison TV's pick for overtime. Hero.
Really?
I think he's joking.
That would be hilarious.
Nick
actually.
W though, Macklin, let's roll. Yes.
Nice.
Let's get it.
I love it. So they are currently playing it, and wow, Oscar Rob just made a nice little save there. So we'll see what happens as this game.
45 seconds roughly into overtime.
Yeah.
And there's a stoppage right now.
Who did they start with here? Was it Wenberg again?
Yeah, I couldn't see.
That's Eklund.
Eklund.
Yeah, I think it's Wenberg, Eklund, and I want to say, is that Ferraro?
No, deflection.
That's Ferraro.
It was a deflection off of Eklund. That,
Bold move,
Askarov
Cotton.
Had to make a save there. That was pretty hard. That was hard.
So defensive zone face-up. I think now we've got the kids out there. It looks like Will Smith on the side. No, it's not. It's Dickinson. Yeah, that was Dickinson. Macklin, Smith, and Dickinson.
Oop,
oh boy, get on your horse, baby. Okay. Anyway, we'll get back to the game here, and
I'd give up one of my children for a win.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, Aaron, you want to talk about upcoming games while this game's going on here?
No, hold on. I have some more stats here.
Okay, good.
I don't have a graph for this one. But,
okay.
This is the difference now going to special teams. So looking back again, October, November differences. Mm-hmm. The October games, again, 11 games played. The PK was sitting at 30th in the league out of 32 at 63.9%.
Gross.
This is atrocious.
Disgusting.
Teams are coming in and just scoring at will on the power play. That is awful. What's funny is that's not even the worst, right? There's two other teams that are even worse than them, but that's pretty bad. You're not going to win a lot of games when you're doing that. Their power play, however, was 12th in the league at 23.1%. It was humming. It was pretty good, but offside. Is that what that was?
I hope that was offside, but that was Sam Dickinson passing it to Macklin Celebrini's backside, where he's not even looking at the puck, then just hoping that he has a magnet on his blade or something, but that didn't work.
What the refs just do? Is
I
that
think
penalty?
I don't know what they're doing here, but they stopped play. There's 3 minutes and 12 seconds left. It's still 2-2, obviously, because the game's not over yet.
Talking about something.
Yeah. Timeout. Somebody called a timeout. Okay, so going back to your the special teams here, absolutely atrocious, 63.9. But to your point, two teams worse than that. Yes. Not something to be bragging about, frankly. But I guess the moral of the story could be worse, right? So there you go.
Now there's a good kind of napkin math here, right? That people like to do.
Yes.
Is you add the power play percentage and you add the penalty kill percentage.
I want to say that's actually PDO.
Yeah,
is what they call that stat. When you add the two together, I believe it's PDO. Guys in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I believe that is what the PDO stat is.
Sorry, the Sharks are on the power play. I think you add them corresponded in the game. Utah had too many men on the ice, so the Sharks are getting a power play here.
Nice.
And they called a timeout, so now it's going to be a 4-on-3.
Correspondent. Fantastic.
Hella dudes. Thank you, Thazel.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a...
Hella dudes.
That's
Shalina.
Shalina Goldman.
She's describing our show.
She coined that term a long time ago. Hella dudes on the ice. Going back to we were saying PDO, and I don't think PDO is the right one, but they can correct us. But going to November now, right?
Yeah,
8 games played,
yeah.
minus tonight. PK jumps to second in the league at 96.2%.
Unreal.
The one team that's ahead of them, 100%. And I forgot who it was, but I didn't put it down because I didn't care. It wasn't the Sharks. But there was one team that's ahead that have not given up a PK or a penalty, a power play goal in the month of November. And now the Sharks' power play has kind of gone a little anemic, and it's dropped to 27th, now sitting at 12%, and we'll see if it jumps up at all right now in overtime while they are on the power play. Looks like they're just passing around to kind of get them a little tired. It's kind of a weird 4-on-3 is a weird kind of power play because there's still a lot of room on the ice for the PKers to shut you down. So you get one less guy, you kind of take that bumper off, really, and keep one guy in front of the net. Here we go. Now they're just circling around.
Yeah, of note.
Thank you, Adam Kirkwood. Celebrini with a hat trick.
Oh, baby.
There it is.
Nice.
Thank you, correspondent Adam, once again.
Hey, can
Giving
I,
us the
real
heads
quick,
up. Yes.
I have to say this because I just saw it. I have to say this. And this is what I love about Macklin and what I love about the kids that when I see scoring goals like this. The very first thing he did was he pointed at Askarov, and he skated right over to Askarov. He's giving credit to the guys that got the thing done, right?
Yeah.
It's him getting it. He got a hat trick. Don't get me wrong, but he's pointing to the guys that get it done. He's not over there doing the drag across the ice and doing all this stuff. No, he's with his teammates. He's pointing to his team. This is the guy. This is a leader here. Okay.
This is a future captain.
Yes, this is a leader right here. This is a guy that is pointing to the guy. Either it's the guy who gives him an assist or the goalie who makes the big save or whatever it is. That's what I love seeing out of Macklin right there, and I just wanted to point that out.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That's what he's saying to Bedard.
Absolutely.
Staying ahead of him once again in the scoring race.
That's it, boys, says Taylor Kearney. Absolutely. Oh, man.
All right, here's a little replay.
Once
Take a look at deception, right?
Sorry for the folks in the podcast. Did that go off a leg?
Oh, man. He just wired that right up to the top shelf there. That's just, everyone knew it.
Yeah.
The whole Sharks bench just knew it. That's fantastic. What a finish.
Yeah.
Now, if you are at the game, Adam, and you threw your hat, I know a place where you can find and get a new hat.
Oh, yes, that's right. We have our hats. These ones right here that's on top of my head. TheFinFactor.com. In fact, Aaron was wearing one, as he said earlier, at the Seattle game, and someone recognized it. Didn't recognize him, but recognized the merchandise. If you'd like to be recognized for our merchandise, please head over to TheFinFactor.com. Get any of the stuff that's there for sale. It does help support the show. We appreciate you very much.
To be fair.
Hella dudes.
Hella dudes.
I never wear the hat. on the show.
Yes.
So he probably didn't recognize me because I was
fair
wearing a
enough.
hat.
Yeah. That's true.
That's what I'm going to stick with
Okay,
at least.
I'll go with that too.
Right.
Yeah. You might have had hair underneath the hat, and then you know what I'm saying. He wouldn't recognize you.
Right.
If you saw the head with the turtle wax and everything
Right.
going, then
Yes.
he would have known. That's Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Guys, get on with it.
I will get on with it. Aaron, anything else you want to say about special teams in the month of November?
That was it. Just Sharks getting a power play goal there, so I don't know what that's going to up to, but that's let's talk about Klingberg for a little bit.
Yeah, that's where I was going next
Yeah.
year was Klingberg. That's what I was saying of note was Klingberg was taken out of that game,
Yes. Klingberg has been the power play quarterback except when he's hurt.
Yeah.
And then when he came back and he took it over, I think there was a lot of grief given to Warsofsky saying, why would you put him automatically back on there when Orlov was looking better on the power play while Klingberg was out? And it just so happens that Klingberg had scored a goal in that first game back that he got on the power play, and Warsofsky was kind of like, well, how was that shot? What do you think? So kind of laughing at the media and stuff for asking a question. Go ahead.
I just want to say this. Member Taylor Kearney says, listening to the Utah broadcast because of blackouts, and these guys are just glazing over Mac, glazing a young person term. They're calling him the new face of the league. Fantastic.
They're not alone. I think a lot of the league is looking at him as the next face because you're seeing Crosby, Ovechkin, these guys are going to retire. Malkin's going to retire. Who's the other faces right now?
Yeah, I think on the broadcast, I heard Randy saying, like, Logan Cooley, I think, was... the last couple times they'd played, Logan Cooley and Macklin Celebrini have gotten tangled up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of pushing and shoving, throwing a little bit at each other. I don't think they really like each other that much. And it's like, I think what he was saying was, Logan Cooley ain't Macklin Celebrini. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't that guy, and I think he knows that, and he's just got to give a little bit of a pushback when they play against each other because he's constantly in the grill of Macklin. So fantastic tonight to get the win. I love it. So
Adam just laughed and said, I may have to pick up a Fin Factor hat. I think you do, buddy. I think you do. Our new correspondent on the ice. Or in the arena. Maybe not on the ice.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Klingberg.
Yeah.
He's been not great.
Yeah.
And
we just said he blew a tire and he took the wrong angle and everything.
It's one thing if the offense isn't coming and you're still a reliable defenseman. But when you're not a reliable defenseman and you're relied on for scoring and that doesn't happen, I can see why you're going to get scratched, right? He kind of took it okay, as well as, I guess, a veteran would, right? But I'm sure it hurts. That hurts. And now that the Sharks got a win, now it's like, okay, now what does he have to do to get back in the lineup? He's going to have to work his butt off.
Yeah.
But it does send a message to the rest of the team that your spot is not guaranteed, especially for the defensemen. There are so many defensemen chomping at the bit. Once again, Greer creating competition at each position to push you to be your best. Because when you're not your best, someone else will be their best, and it will be better than yours.
I'm trying to remember all of the defensemen, and I'm having a real hard time. If you can pull it up real quick, but I know we've got you are fast. Wow. Orlov. We're not going to count Ellis. Letty, Klingberg, Ferraro, Liljegren, Darnay, Mook-Medulin, Dickinson, and Iorio. I knew it. There was 9, and that's after we sent Jack Thompson through waivers and he somehow cleared.
Yep.
That's after we sent him. So we have 9. Ridiculous. So yeah, absolutely. I don't care who you are, what the name says on the back of your jersey. I'm playing the guys that are going to help us get W's. And if you're not going to be that guy, that's fine. But you know what? Like you said, it breeds competition and it sends a very clear message to a veteran. And I believe he even said, this is new for me. He has never really, been benched like that. So it's kind of a different feeling for him, and especially on a Sharks team. My goodness, if you're getting benched on a team, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like I said, there are 9 defenses, so there's a lot of people he's going to have to start playing through again. So maybe again that might be a way for him to kind of ramp himself back up and get his head right, and say, you know what, I am an NHLer. I can be better. They do want me to shoot the puck more. I'm going to start ripping pucks. Right, and if he starts doing all those things, get himself back in the lineup, it'll be a better version of him being back in the lineup.
I bet when he does come back, he is going to play better.
Yeah.
I think it's almost a guarantee. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I think he's going to realize that he's kind of at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Like he needs to show that other teams, not just the Sharks, because his contract is up after the season, that he still can play this game and is looking for that next contract. He has a no movement clause until the end of January.
Yes.
So he has a no trade. I don't know if it's no movement or
it's
no trade.
No trade. It's a no trade clause. So I think he can still get passed through waivers. And I imagine someone would claim him, and that's one way of getting rid of a contract. And we do need to get rid of a contract if Michael Misa is going to come back and play.
Right.
Now, I know he's in a boot. We talked about this before the show.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
That is exactly what I would be doing if I was trying to convince everybody that I was injured too.
I don't know. We'll know, I think, closer to World Juniors. If he's not going to that, he really is hurt.
Right.
And I don't think they would fake an injury.
No,
I don't, like you could get in big trouble if you did that,
kidding.
right?
I'm joking.
I know.
Just like when I say Bedard's a bum, right?
It does make me nervous. And there was a question here. I think it was Taylor. Have you heard anything about Skinner? Supposedly his injury wasn't as bad as what it looked. From what they said, from what I think it was Warsowski had said it, he was looking about 2 weeks away from coming back. To me, that was a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
I think he sprained it. The way it went into the boards and it kind of went up, it could have been really bad. He could have torn something, could have even broken his ankle, but nothing's broken, obviously. And to me, it was a sprain. There's no torn ligaments because that would have been surgery. So he's very lucky to escape a very serious injury. But they did say that Misa was longer term than Skinner. We would see Skinner back before we would see Misa. So I'm a little more concerned about Misa because now he's not even playing any hockey, right? He's not even practicing right now. So that's gonna suck for his development a little bit. It does help the team that he is injured because they don't have to worry about his contract. Now there was a comment from last show that we did from a commenter who's frequently commenting on our shows in a very good way, and we love it. We love reading. It's very, very in depth. If you ever want to go through it, And I'm blanking on the name.
Knepper is the last name. I want to say Michael, but
Knepper?
it's,
Michael?
Yeah,
Mike?
Knepper.
Yeah.
There
There we go.
Knepper.
I believe, and I can't remember, he has been in the live once or twice, and I think he lives in Texas, so it's hard for him to join. But we appreciate all of your very in-depth breakdowns. Now, he kind of went through this and said, okay, for Misa and all the contract stuff, the Sharks are kind of, they're pushing it down the line of when they have to make a real decision here of moving a player to make room for Misa on the contract. Since he's hurt and he can do his stint with the Barracuda now because he's going to be, what's it called, conditional?
Conditioning stint.
Conditioning stint, thank you. Conditioning stint. So he's allowed to go play in the AHL. Normally, Misa can only play in the NHL or he has to go back to his OHL team. He's not allowed to go play for the Barracuda. This is the workaround, is if you get hurt and you can do a conditioning stint, he could do up to 2 weeks. I forget how many games, 5 or 6 games. It pretty much has him playing for the Barracuda all of December. Now, if he's healthy enough for World Juniors, that gets pushed even more, right?
Yeah.
So he can go play World Juniors, and then he can come back and play for the Barracuda a little bit more, maybe going into January. Then you have a decision to make on who to move, and it just so happens a certain defenseman not that he has no trade clause, it changes to a 14 team
exemption.
Exemption. And I think, I don't know if this is true, but I think it's a rolling list of you're allowed to trade me to the top 14 teams, which means a playoff team.
Sure.
When you can't trade me to the lower teams. Okay, cool. So that's one option. Nick Leddy getting moved could be another one. Maybe Iorio, maybe Ferraro. Now there is a certain team in the East that's in a high market team that we talked about offline here.
You know what, though? Everybody's getting traded to Toronto.
Sure.
Everybody's getting traded to Toronto, right? From every team.
But what do they need help with?
Sure.
Specifically.
Defensive defenseman. Fine. But I'm just saying, like, everybody's going to Toronto. There's always some rumor about somebody from any team. That's the first place they're going is Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Now, could they use them? Yeah, absolutely they could use them. But I'm sure there's 40 other defensive defensemen that could potentially be involved in a trade. So who knows?
And Callan Foster just said Leddy had a decent night tonight.
Yeah.
Good. That ups his trade value just a little bit more.
What did we just get done saying about Klingberg?
He got scratched and he's going to come back and play hard.
You get scratched, you have bad, and your spot's not guaranteed.
Yep.
Your spot's not guaranteed. And, that should be readily apparent to a guy like Leddy who got claimed off of waivers that his spot is not, reserved for him, right? He's been scratched a couple times, whatever, and he's out for whatever, fine. When he comes back, is he going to be better? That's what it comes down to. Is he going to be better when he comes back? So, yeah, if he had a good night tonight, fantastic. You just hope that continues.
String it together.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Start stringing them together. Yep. And if Klingberg outplays him in practices and he says, okay, fine, we'll throw you back in, and that means Leddy's out, guess who's hungry again, right? Leddy. And I think that's what we're talking about is breeding that competition, which is fantastic. I don't think we need to have competition among 9 defensemen, though. So, yeah, somebody's got to be on the way out. But I am happy to see that guys that were out of the lineup and getting slammed in socials comes back and plays okay. So there you go. Will you see something that was in the comments there? Okay.
Brad Carr just said Toronto needs every player in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely they do.
Their media, I mean, just the amount of fans. Toronto is kind of like the New York Yankees, right? Like they just have such a huge fan base. Everybody's a Toronto fan. And they're also kind of like the Red Sox before they won the World Series, where it's been such a long drought on top of that everyone has an opinion on how to fix this team. So, yes, every player, every chat room, everyone is saying, oh, we should get this player, we should get that player, we should get this player, and it's going to get fixed magically overnight. Yeah. It's not how the NHL works anymore. So
Mac with a no-shirt interview, says Thazal.
He is living with Joe Thornton, right?
Yes, he is.
Well, he's not living with him anymore, but I don't think he is.
Oh, is he not?
I don't think they are.
I don't know.
I don't actually know. I have a feeling they are not anymore.
Funny story. We were in Vegas for a hockey tournament with the kids. Had to play against Joe Thornton's team in that one there. He had to wear a shirt. I think it's probably club or the policy for the arena there. But he wore the least shirt possible. He was in a tank top. He was in a tank top at an ice rink.
Coaching?
Coaching
in a tank top? Or?
When he got to the bench, he put something on. But when he was just walking around, tank top.
Gotcha.
Just like, dude. Anyway, so yeah, funny story. Anything else you want to talk about with regard to Klingberg, the defenseman, a potential trade, anything that needs to happen there? I don't want to just speculate trades, but
the only thing I'm going to say is we always talk about this. Thanksgiving is next week, and a lot of teams kind of analyze where they are. I think Toronto could possibly make a move in the next week or two, only because they are so far down in the standings and they need to get their stuff together, and they have such a high-profile, high-caliber team that should be playing well or should be playing better than they are, and they're just not. So something's got to give. Something's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they make some kind of move. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's going to be involving the Sharks, but I'm not going to say it won't. Like, it could, but I think Toronto, not just Toronto, but a couple other teams, I think we see something happen.
Yeah, so other teams probably have what they need as well, but it's not that the Sharks don't. The Sharks have a piece or pieces that could fit in a trade with them. That's the takeaway. It's not that they're gonna. It's that it could make sense, is all we're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay, that it? Upcoming games?
Yeah, upcoming games.
We have
3 this week. Thursday is against the Kings. This one's actually going to be nationally broadcast on ESPN+. I apologize for everyone that loves Randy. And sometimes Drew, sometimes Jamal Mayers has been on recently with Randy. So it'll be nationally broadcast on ESPN+. And then Saturday they're playing the Ottawa Senators at 4 p.m. and Sunday against the Boston Bruins at 5 p.m. I think we are going to be live on Sunday, right? We're going back to Sunday night this weekend.
I think so.
And again, it will be right after a game.
Yeah.
The game should finish probably roughly around 8, and we'll be going on at 9 o'clock.
I say I think so because we just never know. And that is, again, my cue to remind you to hit the subscribe button. This is why you hit the subscribe button, because even we don't know 100% when we're going to be going live. So the only way you could know is if you're subscribed, you hit the bell, you get the notification when we go live. That way you're not late for the show, and nobody has to tap you on the shoulder, because I keep asking people at the beginning of the show if you can go out and get your Sharks friends and family. So if you're here because someone tapped you on the shoulder to get here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You don't have to worry about them bugging you anymore. It's just us bugging you.
Just, I did some quick math here
Yes.
on the calculator. Macklin Celebrini is on pace for 123 points right now.
What did we say?
30 points in 20 games.
What did you say? The difference between Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard, you said it at the beginning of the season.
Oh.
Yeah. You said Bedard is a guy that is going to get his points and everything else. Macklin's going to make him the team around him better. But you said specifically with points, and I remember this, and I'll go back and find it if I have to.
Bedard's an 80 to 90 point?
No, you said Bedard's a 100-point player, but Celebrini is going to be that 120-point player.
Ah, okay.
And he's on pace right now,
123 points, which would be absurd
now
for a still teenager to do in this league.
Is it sustainable? Is the pace he's on sustainable?
Well, debatable.
No, it's not debatable. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yes.
I don't want to hear about freaking fragile, okay?
You can put him with anyone. And you know what? Somebody else said it in the chat. I think it might have been Thazal. I'm not sure. Said that the Celebrini, Smith, and Graf combination works out really well. It seems to work out every single time they throw it together. I guess it doesn't happen too often. So that's something he would like to see, whoever it was that had said that. So sorry if I got the name wrong.
I mean, I think at this point he has to be a lock for Team Canada.
Yeah.
It would be stupid if they don't even bring him on the team.
And you know, again, we do poke and prod with Connor Bedard, but I think it would be silly for Bedard to not be a part of that team as well. You've got two really young talents that have an opportunity to get really good experience at the international level.
And it's your future of your team, right?
Absolutely.
And probably Celebrini will probably be the captain someday of Team Canada because he's going to be the face of the NHL. He's going to be the face of Canada. He's going to be the face of everything. So why would you not bring them in early as young as they are, right? Because that's the future. You have to kind of, just like what Greer does, right? Different classes, different years. You have to kind of bring them along so that they can pass the torch on to the next group of people coming in.
Poor Grandizer says he's subbed, has a setting set to all for years, and he rarely gets our notifications. I don't know what's going on there, buddy, but we will maybe take a look on our end to see, but I don't know. Hopefully that's not the experience with the rest of you guys, but there you go.
Usually we are on Sunday nights.
Yeah,
That's our
usually.
normal slot. So thank you for always coming and checking it
Yeah,
out.
that's the takeaway. Grandizers has been with us for years, and we
Yes.
appreciate you, Grandizer. Thank you so much, buddy. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I would consider, not even consider, I would probably just put both of them on the roster. Again, I know we poke fun at Bedard, but he's scoring at an incredible pace as well, and there's really no reason not to have both of them on there. Yeah, you want guys that are defensively responsible, but you also want guys that just flat out put the puck in the net as well, and Bedard does that. Not that Celebrini doesn't, but Bedard does that. And it's not a stage that they're not used to. They've both done for World Juniors and that kind of thing, right? So it's a bigger stage, but I don't think that makes them falter at all. I think they eat that stuff up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that wouldn't be a problem from them whatsoever. So I think it's a great idea having them, the young guys, on that roster, get them that experience. Let them be a part of it and let them contribute because they can. They are every bit as good a pick as anybody else that's already on that roster. So I think you take both of them. That's just me.
Sure. What do you think about this week? How do you think the Sharks are going to do against the Kings?
Yeah, well, the Kings are up there now, huh?
Well, Sharks aren't that far behind.
Yeah, they're
I
not too
guess.
bad.
3 points away.
Okay, and then, hold on, Ottawa and then Boston. Boston's making a big comeback. They were slow to start the season, and now they're just on a roll, yeah?
Yes. They are just behind the Red Wings by a point for the division lead.
Okay. I'm going to go with win-win and then probably a loss. I'm going to go 2-1 on this week. Sharks are feeling it right now. They got off the 2-game skid.
Okay.
Get the OT win tonight, and they're going to be chomping at the bit to have some regulation wins here.
All right. Yeah, I think they're going to lose to the Kings.
Really?
I think the Kings are just bigger bodies. I think the Sharks have a hard time right now with the bigger teams. Hopefully down the line they won't as much, but I have a feeling the Kings are just going to beat them. Ottawa, I think the Sharks can take, and I think the Sharks could actually take Boston.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you're still thinking 2-1, just different order.
2-1, different 2-1. Yeah.
We agree on Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
The punching bag of
MJ says I
I'm
think
just
they
kidding.
lose Boston. The punching bag of the
I'm
NHL.
joking. They're Ottawa's a much better team than they have been.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're
Good for
a
them.
good team.
Hey, you know who's still trash? Buffalo.
Yeah. Poor Buffalo, man. Not even the team. I feel bad for the fans.
Yeah.
Like, that just sucks.
They had their heyday, Brad May, and then when Alexander McGillney and those guys, right? But then it was just kind of like, okay, Jack Eichel, we're back. Nope.
Seriously. It's just, ugh.
And they go out and they get stud after stud, but they get them too far apart and they can't put a team together.
Was it
It's too bad.
Was it the 26? Which draft was?
Get on with it.
Wow.
Get on with it.
Get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Yeah, it was 2015. It was.
Get on with it.
He's like,
They
nope.
lose out on McDavid, and they get Jack Eichel, right?
Yeah.
In the 2015 draft.
Yeah.
And then that's their savior. That's their franchise
Then
player.
they traded away.
They've already gone through a rebuild. Imagine drafting Celebrini. I mean, this is great. This is life. This is the Sharks are gonna be great. And then in what 3-4 seasons
Trade
from
him
now,
away.
you trade him away. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's brutal. That's just. I feel bad. I feel bad for them.
Okay, I think there's nothing else to say here. It was an awesome win tonight. I wish we would stop going to overtime. I had my whole rant about overtime last episode. You guys can check that one. Actually, I made a short out of it.
Kellen just said who are your predicted goalies for the games. I think
Oh.
they're still going to alternate. So I think Nedeljkovic will be
Okay.
Kings, and it'll be Askarov for Ottawa, Nedeljkovic for Boston.
Well, if Askarow's playing against Ottawa, I think that's surefire. That's a win. Yeah. No, he's playing extremely well lately, so just got to keep that up. Okay. Anything else?
Yep, that's
We're
it.
all good. Okay, hey, as Super Producer Jason just put on the screen, if you'd like to support the show a different way, you can do that through Venmo at the Fin Factor. Every contribution goes towards gear, guests, and giveaways. So appreciate you guys doing that. Anything you put in there, we'll go ahead and read live on the show. Of course, there is the super chat function as well, which again, anything you put there, we'll read live on the show. Obviously, we can't do it now because the show's over. But Aaron, what else about memberships there?
Memberships, if you go to our, main page, you can click on Become a Member, and it'll be $2.99 a month, which helps us run the show. And you get special recognition down in the chat where you can see some of the people. Bright Car is one of them, where he has a little star next to it and his name, and he gets special emojis. And I think they change every month that you subscribe. You get a little bit more. So it adds up over time, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Want to say thank you to our newest member, Robot Bay. I forget what the number is, but Robot Bay, thank you for joining and being a member. I appreciate you there. And, we got other guys here that are like Taylor Kearney and, like I said, Bright Car. So,
Sorry.
Okay, you're spinning really fast.
89. Robot.
89. There it is. Okay, good deal. Okay, guys, I appreciate you for helping out and supporting the show. Aaron, any last words or any little comments here that you want to pull out or no?
No, let's just
go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Keep it rolling next week, guys. We're looking for a 2-1 at the very worst for the next week here. So tune back in and we'll talk all about it. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. For super producer Jason, I'm Paul.
Got beat off walls.
And I'm Aaron.
I got beat off walls apparently, and we will see you guys
Sunday night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, check out our other content, especially interviews. You can interact with us directly through social media at The Fin Factor and on Instagram at Fin Factor. And don't forget to join our live streams on YouTube.
Visit our website at thefinfactor.com, where you'll find all of our episodes as videos or podcasts. You'll also find our exclusive